The grand arena of Velthora was a monument to the galaxy's thirst for spectacle. Under the shimmering dome, thousands of species gathered each cycle to watch champions test strength, cunning, and the power of blood. Slaves, mercenaries, and criminals fought for freedom. Soldiers fought for honor. But sometimes, the arena demanded a lesson. On the outer rim of the stands, the nobles of the Zenkari Empire leaned forward eagerly. Below them, towering on the sandy pit floor, stood Krelthor, a massive Draxian shock trooper, 9 feet of scaled muscle and bone-crushing claws. His reputation was legend, undefeated in 80 duels, his roar alone enough to paralyze lesser opponents. Across from him stood a child. At first, the crowd thought it a joke. The announcer's voice quivered as he read the next combatant's name, Rian Ward, Earthling. No titles. No accolades. Just a thin, barefoot human boy, a hair tousled, eyes clear as a frozen lake. He couldn't have been older than 13. The murmurs of disbelief turned to laughter. A child here? Against Krell? The nobles bared their teeth in cruel delight. Humanity had irritated the Zenkari for years with their refusal to kneel before the Empire's superior species. Now they would see one of their offspring torn apart like a rag doll, a message to all Deathworlders who thought themselves equals. A horn blared. The gate slammed shut behind Rian. Krell's rumble rolled through the arena like distant thunder. Little Worm, the Draxian, snarled, flexing claws longer than the boy's arms. I will paint the sands with your... He didn't finish the sentence. Rian moved. Later, the Imperial scribes would review the holofeeds frame by frame, trying to understand what they had witnessed. In real time, most of the crowd saw only a flicker, a blur of motion that made their eyes ache. Rian crossed the distance between himself and the monster in a single heartbeat. He pivoted under a swipe that could have split a tank in two. His small fists struck in 3 precise points, the joint under Krell's left arm, the exposed scale at the base of his throat, and a nerve cluster beneath the right ear ridge. The giant's roar caught in his throat, strangled by shock. He staggered, one massive hand clawing at his own neck, and then, with a wet crack, he toppled like a fallen pillar. Silence. The sands stilled. From the moment the horn sounded to the moment the Draxian hit the ground, 3 seconds had passed. The Zenkari nobles rose from their seats, eyes wide with primal fear they did not yet understand. The announcer stammered, voice breaking through the stunned quiet, "V. Victor, a Rian Ward of Earth." The boy turned to face the Emperor's box, his expression calm, too calm for a child who had just killed a legend. He bowed once, shallowly, politely, as if mocking the entire spectacle. His eyes met those of General Haskvron, the Zenkari war master who had ordered the lesson. The general's scales flushed pale. He saw it now, the glint behind those blue eyes wasn't fear or innocence. It was training. Calculation. Restraint. Later, whispered rumors spread like wildfire. The humans had sent a child, yes, but not just any child. Earth's children of stone, they were called in the darkest corners of the Concord. Kids raised on the hardest environments, trained in ancient martial arts that made mockery of species twice their size. They weren't just fighters, they were the result of a Deathworld's love for forging monsters to protect its own. In the days that followed, the arena's overseers begged Earth's ambassador to withdraw their children from the roster. Earth replied with a simple message. Perhaps next time, you'll think twice before you drag our young into your blood games. The footage leaked across the galaxy, replayed in seedy bars and military academies alike. Krelthor, the unstoppable beast, felled by a human child in 3 seconds flat. To some, it was inspiration. To others, a warning. On Earth, Rian returned to his family farm in the Appalachians. He fed the chickens, did his chores, and trained with his brothers at dawn, a quiet boy with calloused hands and eyes that never quite stopped watching. He never spoke of the arena. He didn't need to. The message was clear enough for every warlord, emperor, and slaver in the galaxy. Humanity might act civilized. But beneath the polite smiles, there are monsters made of bone and will, and they will not hesitate to remind the stars why Earth is still the galaxy's worst death world.